Hi, I'm Mike from Edge, and we're going to talk about a couple of our favorite tools around our company. We do a ton of finish work, meaning the inside woodwork on houses, all the woodwork you see, installing cabinets, stairwork, hanging doors, running base, any wood you see on the inside of the house. That's kind of our main business. If I could only have one saw, it would basically be a version of this DEWALT saw. This one actually has the slider. It's got these rails. The saw slides back and forth. For my personal saw, I don't use that as an everyday saw, but you can, and increasingly, as they're getting better at making these saws, more of my guys are opting for this version with the sliders. Normally this saw was about a $600 plus saw. You can still buy that version of it. That one has a little kind of laser sight, so you can see where your blade's going through, and it's got a light that shines down. This one is actually a great buy, and you can buy this one for about $400. It just doesn't have those two features. So does everything else. A couple of things I really like about this saw are it's a belt drive saw. So meaning the motor's up here out of the way. You know, on a normal saw, that motor would be right here. So when you go to make a cut over on this side, you're going to be trying to look through that motor. Also, the motor, getting the motor out of the way allows you to cut much bigger piece of lumber. So you can see here we have all this space, you know, that we can use to actually cut something. If you slide this guy all the way over, you can actually cut a miter on a standing 1x8. So that's 7.5 inches by 3/4 inch board. You can cut a miter on standing up. It's the only saw on the market that can do it. So there's one more advantage to having a belt drive saw. So the motor's up here. There's a belt right here that turns the arbor, which is what holds the blade. When you separate those two, you know, if a direct drive saw with that motor right over here, you got motor torque. So when the motor starts up, it kind of torques that blade a little bit. And when you're a finish carpenter, that's the enemy. You want a really predictable cut, and this one does a great job.